have to know your worth. So of the hardship, regardless of the stress at work, the stress at school. Hey y'all. Okay, I hope lighting is not completely off. Hold on. Recording this a little late. It's getting dark outside. I had to come outside on the balcony. You know, my girls, they in there turning up, doing whatever they doing. So had to come out here. Tonight, I want to talk about relationship goals. So when you hear relationship goals, what do you think about? I know for me, for the most part, I think about me and my boo. What we gonna do, the fun we gonna have, the lifestyle we gonna have. Hey, we gonna be this, we gonna be that, we gonna do that, we gonna do this. Relationship goals. We look at Michelle Obama and Barack. Relationship goals, okay? So a lot of times, yeah, I think for the most part, we probably think about us with our significant other. But tonight, that's not what I'm talking about. I want to talk about relationship goals with, your child's father. That other parent. That, for a single mother, that's one of your most important relationships that you have. Whether it's there or non-existent, it's one of the most important relationships that you have. So I want to talk about that. Now, before I get started, as a coach, I'm not here to tell you what to do. Basically, a good life coach knows that you're healthy enough, you're strong enough to figure this thing out on your own. So my job is only to, ask questions that'll really make you think. My job is just to have the conversation with you, and I trust that you can handle this on your own for the most part. And man, as a single mom, every situation is definitely different. When I tell you there's levels to this thing, there's levels to it. So my situation is not going to be the same as yours. I can't stress that enough. And especially with this topic, sometimes it's like, I don't need to think about a relationship with that person. Sometimes abuse is involved, and just certain things that this topic, or the way I'm speaking on it, it may not be for you. So, and then on a side note, sometimes things are just a little deeper. I definitely have great God-fearing counselors and therapists that I can refer anybody to. So if your situation is a little deeper, or you may feel like I can't get through this on my own, get with me, contact me. I definitely can lead you to the right place. So tonight I just want to talk about the relationship goals with those of you who see your situation and you're like, it might be hard, but hey, I probably can get through this. That's what I want to talk about. How can we turn that thing around? So my first question for you, what does the perfect co-parenting relationship look like to you? And with group coaching, it is interactive. It is going to involve questions. So feel free, please, to share this video. Comment your opinions, your answers, anything. Comment on here and just be interactive. So what does the perfect co-parenting relationship look like you? Think about that. What do you want? And it's not going to be the same for everybody. It's not. What you may desire may not be the same thing that I'm desiring for my relationship with my child's father. And I don't want us to be so stuck on, you and him. Oh, I want us to be back together. That may be what you want, and there's nothing wrong with that. But that's not what I'm talking about tonight. My thing is, what's in the best interest of the child. So if you guys aren't together now, hey, that's just how it is now. So I don't want to get stuck on that. But while you guys are parenting together, even if maybe you have married and you still have to co-parent with this other person, like, what is the ideal relationship for you guys? I want you to really think about that. And then on a scale of 1 to 10, where are you at with that? 1 being, we definitely not close to my goal. 10 being, yeah, we're good. I love where things are at. So just think about that. Ask yourself that. Write it down. Put it in the comments, whatever. Just think about that first and foremost. What I want to do tonight is just give you literally a few tips, 3 tips on how to get the relationship between you and your child's father to another level, to the level where you say, yes, my goal is accomplished. I like where we're at. My child is happy. We're both happy. I want to give you 3 tips that'll help you get there, okay? And again, every situation is going to be different. Every situation is different. You have to honestly be honest with yourself in this thing, okay? And what I'm sharing is just basically what actually helped me. A lot of what I share is what helped me. I've been on this journey for 12 years. Lord, it can end. It can end soon, okay? But by, hooking me up with a husband. But I've been on this journey as a single mom for 12 years. You may say, oh girl, you got 3, you been a single mom. Yes, I've never been married. The relationships failed. So I've been on this journey for 12 years. What I had to ask myself or tell myself, look, really with the first child, I'm not trying to be miserable for 18 years. I don't want to be mad at this man forever. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to live a peaceful life. I want to be happy. So something gonna have to shake. So when I got to that point, I was able to just really put things in perspective. So first thing that I want you to do, if you want to, have relationship goals and have a better relationship with your child's father, first thing is check yourself. Check you. It starts with you. No, that doesn't mean he's perfect. That doesn't mean that he doesn't need to check himself. It doesn't mean that at all. But if you're the one that's gonna do the work, sometimes it's crazy, sometimes it's one person, maybe both of you aren't on that same page yet. That's where it was for me, or I think it was actually. I just knew I'm gonna do this to see if things can get better. So first thing, check yourself. People change. So where is your stance and your perspective of things coming from? When he says certain things, when he does certain things, your response, where is that coming from? Is that coming from a place of when you were pregnant? Oh, he wasn't there for me when I was pregnant. Oh, he broke up with me when I was pregnant. Or when the baby was first born, oh, he didn't do this or he didn't do that. Like, is your attitude coming from a place that's years ago? And if it is, you really have to check that. People change. Just as you have changed, you have grown, you have matured. You're not the same person. For me, I know I was maybe 25. Like, I definitely wasn't the same person that I was when I was 19. So I have to take that into consideration and say, okay, I've changed. He's trying, or he's, wanting this relationship with my daughter. Maybe he's changed. People change. And you really have to check yourself. Where are your responses coming from? And if they're coming from those old places, yes, sometimes things, it could have been horrible, but at the end of the day, it probably wasn't that deep. It was, you guys were young. You know, it was, you guys were in a moment of where you just hated each other's guts for whatever reason. So people did and said things that they shouldn't have did or said. So just be real with yourself, be honest with yourself, and ask yourself, where is your thought pattern, the way you do things, where is that actually coming from? Also, ask yourself, what do you really want? Do you want this relationship between you and him to work as far as co-parenting? Do you want things to go smooth as possible? Nothing's perfect, but do you want things to go smooth? Again, be real with yourself. Ask yourself, what do you want? So the first thing I would say is check yourself, check your motives, and just remember that people do change. Just as you changed, he may have changed. Old situations, hurtful situations, it doesn't take away from what has happened, but people do change. And when years have gone by, we do have to let it go. That's with anything in life. We do have to let certain things go. So first thing I know I had to do was check myself. What do I really want? And the way I respond, if I'm coming off with an attitude, if I'm saying no to everything, like, where is that coming from? And then the second thing, be open to his thoughts, concerns, and his wants. Be open to that. Again, you have to think about these things. And again, I'm not talking to those of you who may have been in crazier situations. My situation, I would say it's crazy, but I have talked to women where I'm like, oh my God, I couldn't imagine if that happened to me. But even with their situation being worse than mine, I was able to change their perspective on things. I was able to give them a different outlook on things. That's why I'm real confident and believe in what I'm doing. But again, think about your situation, and if it's something that you guys can work through together, you know what I'm saying? Or do you need a mediator? Does it need to be left alone because things were so bad? I'm talking to those of you who definitely can get through this thing on your own. Just remember that. So be open to his thoughts, his wants, and his concerns. I want my baby to come with me for the summer. That might be like, oh no, that's my child. You haven't done this, that, or the other. Be open. If you want better, you have to turn a new leaf. If the trust is there, if you really know your child is in good hands, be open to what he has to say. If you moved on and you just haven't, you haven't thought about him and he tried to pop back up, or if he just random stuff. Just be open, you guys. Be open to what he wants. Be open to what he thinks, and be open to having those adult conversations with each other. Again, it does take two, but sometimes all you have is you that is doing the work, and it's worked for me that way. Once you do the work on your own, once you realize I'm going to approach the situation this way, things can turn around. I'll tell you a little bit about me. My oldest daughter, her dad, they didn't have the best relationship for years. So my other two daughters, they would go away for the summer and they would talk to their dads a little bit more often. And my baby was hurt. She didn't understand. And I think that, for me, had me a little more at a certain point, like, okay, for her sake, I trust him. I don't believe my baby will be in harm's way. I'm gonna let her go for the summer. Again, be smart about your decision. Y'all not about to come back to me saying, oh, well, you said no. You know your situation. Be smart about it. But I was uncomfortable with that. I really was. I'm not gonna lie. But in my mind and in my heart, I knew that things were going to be okay. And I knew I didn't want to have the same mindset and just have things going on the way that they were forever. I love my baby. I want the best for her. And if that man wants the relationship with his child, if he has different opinions, see, a lot of times we get in these situations and you don't even know how this man is going to parent. You don't know how, he doesn't know how you're going to parent. But boom, there y'all go, parents together. That's another topic we'll have to talk about. You have to deal with what you have created. Hey, so I wasn't comfortable at the time, but at the end of the day, I felt like his mom, his family, and him, they're going to take good care of my child. And I'm telling you, when I stepped outside of my comfortability, just making a smart decision based off of other things that I knew, and I let my child go away for the summer, their relationship has blossomed. Like, it's way better. It's way different. It's what it needs to be. So be open. Again, it may be uncomfortable, but my number 2 tip is to be open, ladies. If you have to cry it out with somebody, that's fine. But if you trust your decision, if you know that it's best for your child, go ahead and go with it. Be open. And then the number 3 thing that I have is do what's best for the child. And that's all I have is 3. Do what's best for the child. That's what parenting is all about. That's what co-parenting is all about. What is the best interest of your child? We're not talking about the best interest of you, your emotions, your feelings, his emotions and his feelings. No, what's best for that baby? Is your baby going into a good situation over there with him? Does your baby want that? Do what's best for your child. When we talk about co-parenting and doing what's best, it's easy to say, oh, we got to do what's best for the child. But then you really making decisions off of your emotions and your feelings and the past. Stop. That's not going to work. Do what's best for the child. Be honest with your child. Ask your child, what do they want? I'm so big on being honest with your child at an age appropriate level, of course. I remember one time my daughter saying, I can't remember what she said, but she was crying like, how come I can't go with my dad? And I just had to tell her, baby, sometimes people are parents and they're just not ready. And I have faith in God. So I prayed about their relationship a lot. I'm like, sometimes people just aren't ready. You know, I wasn't about to say, oh, this, that, and the other. I wasn't about to go all into my emotions and my thoughts and opinions. I let my baby know sometimes people aren't ready. Doesn't mean that you're not loved. Doesn't mean that you're not special, but things will change. And I just love how when you have that relationship with God and you actually pray about a thing, instead of just being so angry and mad about something, you actually pray about it and how God can turn it around and show you and your child. That's what God did for us. He showed me and my child, yeah, prayer works. Yeah, having high expectations and wants and desires works. Working towards what you want, it works. So I let my baby know sometimes people aren't ready when they become parents, but things do change and you'll be okay. Now, that's not a thought of my child. She's 12 years old now. Now she tells me, oh, I don't want to be gone all summer. Like when she used to cry to get there, she's like, oh, I don't want to be gone all summer. Or can I go for two weeks because we live out of town? So can I go for Christmas break? Or, you know, now she doesn't worry about that. So the number 3 thing I would say is do what's best for your child. Do what's best for your child. So number 1, check yourself, check your motives, check how and why you're making your decisions. Number 2, and then also remember, people change. People change. And ask yourself, what is it that I want? And just be real with yourself. I say it like this. When it's just you and those 4 walls in your bedroom, like what's really up? Be real with yourself, you know? And number 2, be open to him. Be open to what he wants. Be open to what he needs. his thoughts, his concerns. Be open to that. You don't have to go into every situation thinking that it's about to be a battle. Maybe it was like that, but it doesn't have to always be that. Just approach it differently and be open. And then number 3, do what's best for your child. At the end of the day, you know what's best. You know what's not best. You do have to make those decisions as the mother, as the co-parent. Make those decisions, but do what's best for the child, not your emotions, not your feelings. And that's pretty much all that I have. I would love to go deeper, but that's kind of just the basics, and those 3 things is exactly what I did. And the relationships that I have with my kid's father now, way better than it was. I'm telling you, I was ready to show up with bats and you know, some of y'all was a little crazy like me, but I was a little too scared to be that crazy. But you know, them thoughts go through your head. But now things are definitely better, and it's a journey. I'm still on the journey. We're still trying to get things together, but I'm still open. So just take those 3 things, take what you need from it, and run with it. If it doesn't apply to you, that's fine. If a little bit does, take it. I'm all about healthy families. I love children, and I love Black families, okay? And even a single parent household is a Black family. These are our families, and I'm just all about making sure that they are healthy and strong and get better and better. Thanks for watching, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.